Good morning. We're group 33. My name is Juan Milan,
My name is Wasim Balgash.
My name is Ella Alves.
My name is Calvin Pater.
And my name is Victor Hong.
and today we're going to present our case study, which is Tesla's autopilot failure. So, for today, in our presentation agenda, we have a case summary. So, we're going to summarize our entire case, and we're going to talk about the ethical dilemmas related to that specific case. Then we're going to take our specific case and we're going to relate it to the course materials that we have learned throughout the entire semester. We're going to discuss three specific topics about our entire case. And we're going to do a closing. And finally, we're going to do a reference list. We're going to show a reference list. So, really quick, we have the summary of facts and events about our case. So, this case will scrutinize the ethical implications of Tesla's choices to develop, market, and ship a beta product that requires extensive testing, as well as to their very deceptive marketing campaigns. So, what actually happened in this case is that on October 14, 2015, Tesla released the initial version of the autopilot system in their Model X vehicle. On March 23, 2018, a Tesla Model X vehicle autopilot system malfunction. This occurred in the intersection of the Highway 101 and 85 in Mountain View, California. And this event unfortunately caused a collision with a highway divider at full speed, resulting on the divider's death.
What is the ethical dilemma of the case? Here, Tesla has released a highly advertised autopilot system that ensured to drivers that it was safe, but failed to detect an obstacle on the road. Critics state that it misled the idea that the vehicle was completely fail-safe, leading to consumers overestimating its capabilities, making its release ethically questionable under the ACM IEEE CS Software Engineering Code of Ethics. When the life of a consumer is in the hands of the product, like Tesla's self-driving car, it is essential that extensive testing is done to ensure no mistakes are made. Tesla stated that the driver still has responsibility for misusing the system and failing to react appropriately. This ethical dilemma talks about Tesla's responsibility versus the responsibility of the driver, and whether deploying a system with known risks was ethical under professional engineering standards.
So now we will be talking about the connection of this case to course material. In terms of uncertainty ethics, Tesla released Autopilot in beta even though there were uncertainties in system reliability and driver understanding. Epistemic uncertainty exists in whether the system could reliably detect obstacles, while evolutionary uncertainty comes from self-driving laws and ethics still being unclear. By marketing Autopilot as more capable than it really was, Tesla may have caused drivers to be over-reliant on it. This raises the ethical question, should Tesla have waited until the technology was safer before releasing it? Ethical leadership in engineering is all about transparency and responsibility. But Tesla's marketing misled consumers about Autopilot's actual capabilities. Instead of addressing these flaws, the company publicly shifted blame onto the driver, avoiding accountability for the system's limitations. Good engineering leadership means owning up to these mistakes and following safety regulations. But Tesla's actions prioritize corporate interests over public safety. And finally, engineers have a responsibility to put safety before innovation, especially with high-risk technologies. Tesla's failure to detect the highway divider highlights gaps in safety testing. Even with warnings for the drivers to stay attentive, the system itself wasn't fully reliable. Tesla was removed from the NTSB investigation for making unauthorized public statements, which compromised independent safety oversight. By skipping proper safety reviews, Tesla weakened its accountability and put the public at risk. going against APEGA's ethical standards. This case shows why thorough testing and regulatory approval are critical before releasing new technology.
Well, now we're going to refer to the discussion section of our entire case. So for our first discussion, we decided to talk about who is really at fault during this entire case. Based on Tesla's data logs, it showed that the driver had not touched the steering wheel for 6 seconds before the crash and did not attempt to hit the brake of the vehicle. Now, even though human error is really crucial when having any design of any type in every circumstances, it also shows that Tesla was more focused on blaming the individual rather than taking any accountability for this unfortunate scenario. Tesla is responsible for designing, testing, and marketing the autopilot systems. And even though the driver role is very crucial to this entire accident, it just shows that, well, first, Tesla had a very deceiving marketing tactic that they had a lot of flaws in their design for the autopilot system. Also, it shows lack of immediate fixes, so they were more concentrated on just giving the blame to the individual rather than assuming their own fault and taking accountability. And also, it shows Tesla's lack of handling the crash investigation. Not only they were just not taking accountability for their own actions and consequences, but also they were mishandling the entire investigation evidence, not cooperating with different companies or corporations that were trying to investigate this incident, this accident, and not giving proper information about it.
Now we're going to look at how incidents like the Tesla autopilot crash affect public perception and what steps are needed to regain trust. When accidents like this happen, it makes people question whether semi-autonomous systems are truly safe. Many potential users might avoid using these features because they're afraid of similar accidents happening. This loss of confidence can slow down the adoption of self-driving technology, which relies on public trust to succeed. So how do we rebuild that trust? First, companies need to be honest about what their systems can and cannot do. Clear communication can help set realistic expectations and prevent users from overestimating the capabilities of the technology. Second, more thorough testing in real-world conditions should be done to ensure systems are safe before they're released. This includes testing in various environments like different weather conditions or complex traffic scenarios to make sure the systems can handle unexpected situations. Third, working closely with regulators to create stricter safety standards can help ensure the technology is reliable. This allows for companies to be held accountable for any malfunctions their systems have. Now, let's shift to how this incident might affect the future of self-driving vehicles. In the short term, we're likely to see a slowdown in adoption. People will be more cautious, and regulators will demand more proof that these systems are safe before they're widely used. This could mean longer testing periods and more harsh approval processes before self-driving features are allowed on public roads. Companies might also face more public scrutiny, which could slow down innovation as they focus on addressing safety concerns. However, in the long term, incidents like this can push the industry to improve. Companies like Tesla will focus on making the technology safer and more reliable to regain public trust. This could lead to advancements in sensor technology, better AI algorithms, and more robust fail-safes to prevent accidents. Governments may also step in to create stricter rules to ensure self-driving systems meet high safety standards. For instance, they might require more detailed reporting of accidents or mandate that companies share data from their systems to improve transparency. Over time, as these improvements are made and trust is restored, public interest in self-driving vehicles could grow again. While setbacks like this are discouraging, they also provide an opportunity for the industry to learn, improve, and ultimately create safer and more reliable self-driving systems.
I will be talking about whether this incident was a legal turning point in the automotive industry. Tesla settled a lawsuit over this incident, ending a 5-year legal battle. However, the terms of settlement were not disclosed to the public. Tesla's decision to settle the lawsuit is significant. While the terms were not disclosed, experts believe this could set a blueprint for future autopilot-related lawsuits. As The Guardian notes, Tesla now faces numerous lawsuits, which could increase legal and financial pressure on the company. Legal expert Bryant Walker-Smith points out that settling sends a signal to other attorneys, and Tesla might not always fight these cases in court. This could encourage more lawsuits and lead to greater legal scrutiny of semi-autonomous driving systems. So what impacts has this case had on legislation? Despite this case, no federal laws have been passed to regulate semi-autonomous vehicle safety. However, the increasing number of accidents and lawsuits could lead to major legal changes in the future. One key issue is driver monitoring. Future laws could require eye tracking, steering wheel sensors, and real-time alerts to ensure drivers stay engaged. Another major concern is liability. Should the driver or the automaker be responsible in self-driving crashes? New laws could establish clearer accountability rules for these situations. There's also pressure for better marketing standards. Tesla's use of the term autopilot has been criticized for misleading consumers about its actual capabilities. Future regulations could require more accurate terminology to prevent this from reoccurring. Finally, there may be a push for greater data transparency in self-driving crashes. Just like airplane black boxes, autonomous vehicles could be required to store and share driving data, helping investigators determine if an accident was caused by driver error or system failure. While no federal laws have been passed yet, this case and others like it could be the tipping point for future regulations that shape the safety and accountability of autonomous vehicle technology.
Closing. Through our analysis of the case study, we have determined that the driver was not the sole cause of this tragedy. Although Tesla denies all blame, it is clear that they misled consumers into believing the system was completely safe. Furthermore, this case showed that the safety systems in place were not adequate for usage on the road. We therefore conclude that the release of the autopilot system was unethical under the ACM IEEE CS Engineering Code of Ethics.
And finally, in this slide, you can observe our references list. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation.